Greetings, brothers and sisters. Today, I'm actually coming with you with something that I believe is a key element to use in all matters of rituals, spells, meditations, anything that you do magically, and actually everything you should do at least once a week or at least once a month. And that is using tools of purification, cleansing, not specifically for you, but for your altar, for your temple, for your ritual area, and as a matter of fact, if you're performing these rituals or spells in your house, for the entirety of your home. I've tried many different methods over the years of cleansings and purifications. I like to use water. Water is an excellent choice for this. And I've personally used all different recipes and all different concoctions that have all worked to excellent degrees. But what I've done is, over the years and as I've matured, I've taken some of the implements that are from some of these different concoctions and I've combined them together, and I've also added in slight alterations myself to create what has been so far my most potent experience with a cleansing water, a purifying water, a water of that is expelling in nature. People call it all different things: cleansing water, expelling water, purification, elixir. Doesn't really matter. Today we're going to get into that. We're going to get into the implements that you will need personally to concoct this, as well as how we're going to concoct it. So let's get into it. Let's get into what we'll need first. First, you're going to need your water. Now, I would not get tap water for this at all. As a matter of fact, you're going to need to collect some natural running water. You can collect stream water, you can collect water from a stream, from a waterfall, anything like that. You can also go outside and put out a container when you have like gushing rain. You put that out there too. Natural water, that's what you'll need. So here, normally I used to make them in glass bottles or vials, this water, but I have found that using one of these is best, and this is to distribute the water evenly and directly. So you can get one of these, or you can just get any container, and right in here I've got my clean, natural running water. Next, you're going to need some sea salt. Now, people have used table salt, and that's for some really basic purifications, but for the best I would recommend coarse sea salt. People will say all different things: pink Himalayan salt, black salt, yada yada. I've actually found what works best is coarse sea salt, and I've experimented with all of these, and this is by far my favorite. Then next you're going to need some herbs. Now, you're going to need mixed herbs. Try and be specific about what herbs you're using. So I often go to my supermarket and I pick up the same container of mixed herbs every single time. The reason why, believe it or not, all the herbs that are in here, I've researched and studied into them, and they all have energies and properties that are needed or definitely wanted and required within rites of purification. So the herbs that are in here are thyme, parsley, sage, basil, oregano, and so forth. These are just known as mixed herbs. Now, there are some herbs there is one herb in here that is for balance specifically, and this is going to balance out the energies within the area. One herb is for cleansing, the other herb is for purifications, yada yada yada. So try, and if you're going to get mixed herbs, try and research what are particularly in the herbs first. If not, I would suggest picking up some thyme, picking up some basil, or picking up some oregano. These are great herbs to implement in your water. Next, you're going to need some cedarwood oil, and we're only going to be putting a small few droplets in this water, but cedarwood is used throughout magic for rites of purification, as well as cleansings, okay? And then what you're going to need is you're going to need some Mandrake. Now you can create a simple cleansing water with just salt and natural running water, of course you can. However, this is much more potent. That all these ingredients, all these implements, when brought together, are the powerful factors in each of the recipes that I have used. And that is why we're involving so many implements in the concoction of this. And your final herb that you're going to be using, the final implement, is spearmint. Spearmint is excellent to use in these expelling waters, in any typical oil or anything like this. You'll notice that mint, that refreshing energy, is great for purification, great for cleansing, and so forth. So we're going to put all these herbs together now, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. Also, one more ingredient that I personally will be adding into this, as a sister of mine, Barbie Garrett, had created what's known as Slut water, and the energies within this is perfect, absolutely perfect for anything that is to do with warding, anything that is to do with cleansing and purifications. So I am personally going to add a few drops of this into here. If you do not have this available, fair enough, you can carry on with the recipe. However, I would recommend that you do pick this up, and I will put the link in the description of how you can purchase this for yourself. It is fabulous. I would also recommend that you get a sheet of paper for this too. We're going to begin putting on the salt. So we put the salt before you. Once the salt is before you, all you're going to do is you're going to hold your right hand over the salt. And you're going to begin focusing on your breath. Just focusing on your breathing. Now, for those that may have seen the creation or the concoction of the Boon oil, you know what we're doing here. We're trying to sense the energies that are within the salt. We're trying to inhale and pull the energy of the salt into us. We're trying to experience it, and then we're exhaling out deeply, pushing the energy of the salt back into it. And each time we pull the energy of the salt in, we feel it intensify within us. And as it intensifies, we then push that intense energy from whatever implement is in front of us back into the original implement. And in the end, you'll feel almost like a magnetic feeling, or sort of a pulsating feeling. Once you begin to feel that, and once you have experienced the energy, you can then go and put that in. But I will say this. Creature of salt, spirit of the sea, I activate you, and I activate your power within you. Awaken, awaken. Okay, and this is why you need the paper. So I'm going to then tip that in. And as you can see, it's not much salt, it's just a little bit. Some people would argue you need more, some people argue that you need less. I just follow my intuition. Every time I do it, it may change. Just follow your intuition. This isn't an exact science after all. Okay, so right here we got the mixed herbs. So once again, you guys should know how to do this by now. If not, then you can go back, re-watch the Boon video. But like I said, we're right hand over, getting in touch with the energy, sensing the energy, feeling the energy, visualizing that energy. And as we do so, we pull it into us through an inhalation. Hold your breath, experience the energy within you. Feel it almost multiply, feel it almost intensify within the self, and breathe out and exhale that back in, and repeat the process. So I've done this quite a few times now, and I can feel the energy pulsate, but it's different than the salt. It's more of a spiral, at least for me. You'll sense these differently depending on who you are. And now I will speak the incantation.
creature of earth, creature of herbs, spirit of oregano, spirit of thyme, spirit of the herbs contained within, I activate you. I activate you. I cause you to awaken. Open your eyes so you may see me. Open your ears so you may hear me. Open your mouth so you may commune with me. I activate your power within you. Come alive now. Come alive now. Come alive now. Then once again, pour that in. Don't worry if you get a little messy. See, there's a few dropped on here. I'll just pour all that up. And there you go. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now we have the spearmint. I just love the smell of this stuff. It's so fresh. It's so vibrant. Yeah, you can literally taste it as soon as you open it. So this is spearmint. Once again, repeating the same process. Creature of earth, spirit of spearmint, I activate you now. I awaken you now, and I activate your power within you. I activate you. I activate you. I activate you. Awaken. 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 Okay, and then we'll begin putting this in here. Perfect. Okay, and your next step is the Mandrake, and repeat the same process all over again. You get the gist by now. Activating each one and then adding them in. Creature of earth, spirit of Mandrake, I activate you, and I awaken you now. And I awaken you now. Open your eyes so you may see me. Open your ears so you may hear me. Open your mouth so you may commune to me. I cause you to awaken. I cause you to awaken. I cause you to awaken. I activate you, and I activate your power within you. Okay, that one in particular was a lot more potent. That activated rather quickly, so be careful with your Mandrake because they can come in all different chunks. Perfect. Okay, and let's move on again. Okay, now we're going to add in the Cedarwood Oil. And oils sometimes come with these little caps. Quite annoying, but okay. Leave it open like that. Same process, even with the oil. Creature of oil, spirit of cedarwood, I activate you, and I cause you to awaken. I cause you to awaken now. I activate your power within you. I activate your power within you. Open your eyes so you may see me. Open your ears so you may hear me. Open your mouth so you may commune with me as I give you life. I activate you now, and I activate the power within you. Okay, we're just going to add a tiny little bit of this. We don't want to add too much. Just a few drops. You know what? Just one more. That's it. Perfect. You're not going to overdo it. Okay, now I'm going to use Barbie Garrett Slut water. Powerful shit. I'm going to activate it with the activation. Astarte, goddess of war, Astarte. And I call upon the goddess herself, that's power is within it, because it allows me to connect more to the energy of the elixir. Okay, now I'll speak the activation. Slut water, I activate you in order to implement your powers of purification, your powers toward energy, your powers of cleansing, the power to prepare and sanctify the magician's sanctuary. In the name of Astarte, and by her power, I activate you. So it shall be done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to add quite a few droplets into this. You know what, I'm going to add a little more because I want this to have a little more kick. Like I said, guys, if you haven't got this, that's fine, but I would recommend you pick it up. It can be used for all different sorts of things. Protections, purifications, cleansings. You can use it for empowerment. You can use it in love magic, in rites of lust, in rites of healing, you name it. It's just like a universal goddess elixir. Okay, now I just sealed that up too, and I shook it slightly. Now, I would recommend that you let this sit. You let it sit for a while. So what I'm going to do is you can get into it straight away. You can start using it straight away and consecrate it straight away. That's fine. But normally I would suggest you do let this sit for a few hours or even a couple days. But we'll get into the consecration right now. As you're feeling yourself connecting to the energies. And it's interesting because although you can sense the energies of each implement that is inside this concoction, it seems to have taken on sort of its own life, if you will. And repeat after me. Creature of magic, spirit of this cleansing water, this water of purification, the water of expelling, the water of banishing, the water of exorcising. I activate you and I consecrate you now, and I infuse you with my power. I infuse you with my essence. I infuse you with my power, and I infuse you with my essence. And I suggest you keep repeating that. I infuse you with my power. I infuse you with my essence. And as you keep repeating that, visualize above you a gigantic mass of white spiritual light. Sense its cleansing light. It is the light of purification. It is the light of spiritual purity. It is the most pure spiritual light you've ever experienced. Inhale and pull that through your crown and pull it through yourself, and exhale it out of your right hand into that water. Not only are you infusing this water with an external spiritual energy, but you are also activating the purifying and cleansing and banishing energies that are also within it a step further. That's done. I suggest you then seal it. And then this is what it should look like. I mean, the actual energy itself it's really pleasant. Now the smell itself is odd. It's oddly satisfying. It's sweet. But at the same time, there's sort of a smell to it, but there isn't. And like I said, you can put this in a bottle, you can put this in a vial, you can put this in anything that you'd like. But me personally, I like these. I really do. You can just distribute it evenly. And literally just spraying this across the area is going to work. You can also utilize incantations for this. Now, people like to take their water and they like to charge it.
Now, I would recommend that if you're going to charge this batch, that you charge it in the moonlight. Now, sometimes I would recommend with certain oils or certain concoctions that are cleansing in nature, that you charge them in the sun. However, when it comes to this, it should be charged within the moonlight. And that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to put this out my garden and I'm going to let it sit under the moonlight. And that's it, brothers and sisters. Your spiritual purifying, cleansing, banishing, exorcising, and expelling water all rolled up into one. Like I said, this is something that I've experimented with for continuous years. Since like the very beginning, I have utilized all different types of spiritual waters, and this is by far my favorite concoction to make. This is the combination of some of the best energies from each of them, as well as adding in something like the Slut water. You know, all of it together just is perfect. So you try that out, guys. You try that out. You let me know how well it works for you. I'll be interested to hear your thoughts on this. Until we meet again, brothers and sisters, goodbye for now.